So today we are doing a little bench for over here, or sort of a counter servery thing for outside the kitchen window. It'll make it look nice. We were originally going to use this Merbau panel, but on second thoughts we decided not to because of the tannin in it, and we do get a bit of leakage through, so we don't want it to drip on the floor. And this is the panel we're using. So it's a pine panel and we'll have to cut it to size. I'll be staining it a Merbau colour, so it should be really nice. Put it in. Oh, there we go.
Go with that.
That's good. That's a nice width. It's not too wide.
They say, wait a minute, Davey, don't you think I'm crazy?
This side seems to be up a bit. Oh yeah.
It's gone straight into that mortar.
Oh well, the bottom one might be okay.
No good?
No, it's good.
I can tell you're disappointed.
No. Well, that'll all be stained the same colour. And there's been a change of plans because when we drilled into here, it was drilled into the grout and it just flaked off. It fell off into the ground. So we're not putting the block on the edge anymore. We're going to put like one panel all the way across and screw it in. Hopefully that will be fine. We'll see.
I know why they say don't use a drill bit when you do this. The drill, because it just goes too fast and you can't control it.
Yeah.
This you can feel
Just
when it's
adjust
starting
it,
to
yeah.
give.
So that's what we've done. Instead of attaching the sides, we've just attached the board there.
So we need to run something in here. Now, I'm not quite sure what.
Whoa.
It's probably getting right to it. Tension point right there.
I just pressed down on here. I'm thinking how it doesn't come off. It's actually very sturdy. I'm back again. It's Thursday, so it was the Sunday that we actually put this up, and it's by no means finished. It still looks like it did when we put it up, so it's still in its raw timber state. As you saw, we couldn't put the side on, so we had to put a strip along the bottom of the actual windowsill, and then we screwed the top into that, which was fine actually. That turned out better because I didn't like the look of that big clunky bit on the side, and what I want to do with the side is to find some sort of decorative piece. I definitely want to cover that up and make it look pretty, you know. So the brick fell off because we screwed into it. We don't know what we're doing, and ideally I know there should not really be screw in the top, along the front of it and along the middle, but look, I don't care as long as the thing doesn't fall off. That's the main thing. What I am going to do with it is actually stain it the Merbau color. I was thinking of painting it white and putting like a decorative stencil on it or something like that. Originally we wanted it Merbau, we wanted that Merbau panel, but because I know from first hand that that can actually drip a lot of red tannin, I didn't want it dripping down onto the tiles and staining them and ruining them, so that's why we actually went for the pine. So I will get some Merbau coloured stain and I will stain it. This has to also be sealed, this pine, because it's not outdoors, but sometimes we do get leaking through the overhang there, like if the gutters are blocked and if it rains hard enough, if we get a torrential downpour, and it can leak through. So if we get water on here, this must be sealed, and I will also sand it back as well. Yeah, I'm really excited to do it. I'm so pleased so far. Like, fingers crossed it will be fine, but it should be all be fine. I mean, it's pretty much done. The main thing is it's in place and it's solid, and that is the main thing as far as I'm concerned, so I'm really pleased with it. This is what I've come up with. Looks like a photo frame. It's actually the template for the side here. So I measured it on the other side and I made it for the other side, and I'm thinking this side is not going to be the same. It's probably going to be out a bit. It's actually pretty good. I can make that work. Yeah, so it should be the same on both sides. So what I'll do is I'll trace that onto this. These Kmart placemats come in so handy for so many different things, but I'll be using this, and I did originally buy this piece of, what is it, plywood sheet, really thin plywood sheet from Spotlight. It was $6 and it will come in handy for something. I was going to use this to do it with, but when I remembered I had these placemats, I thought I'd do it with this, because once it's stained, it's going to have a lovely, it'll be like a little feature there. It'll be nice. It's got a really nice wood grain. So I'm going to trace. Should be able to do two, one for each side, and I'll trace around it, and I'll get David to cut it out with his circular saw, and not sure, maybe glue it on something. I don't really want any screws showing off it, so. pleased with it. I mean, I've taped it on, obviously, it's not, but that will cover and it will be stained. I think I might even just glue it on with something, because I don't really want any screw marks or anything there.
And Danny did everything.
I'll have to sand it back. Yeah, but I'm pleased with it. I think it will be good. Well, it covers the brick anyway. And yeah, I'll just show you something over here. This little bit, because this is sort of, was a little tiny bit longer, so I'll have to, I might even just sand that back. David refuses to do any more. He's done so much, so.
No, you've done everything.
Yeah, so I'll just do that, just so it sits flush up here. It's just sort of jutting out a little, but that's okay. I'll just somehow, yeah, do that.
Yeah, you do it. Right?
No, tell me.
I don't know, Dan. I said I was going to get like my little miter saw and cut that, but I don't want to put too much. Just get a sander.
What about that other saw?
No, I don't do that, because it vibrates and it's going to move everything around, and this is so brittle, as you can see.
Yeah, that's true.
So just lightly sand it, and don't put a lot of force on it.
So the old glue trick didn't work, eh? Nyah, 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 nyah.
Splash one, Matt. Splash one. Oh, Danny, that's awesome. I'm proud of you.
You did it. You did it all.
That doesn't work on me, okay? That's your thing.
Yeah,
Making coffee,
did
then.
all of it. This is a second coat. Hasn't quite dried, so it's a bit patchy. Maybe one more coat. So I can-
Oh, one more coat.
I imagine this will probably dry a bit lighter. It tends to dry lighter, so maybe one more coat. But yeah, look at the colour. It matches so well. I was thinking it's not going to match pine and a mobile stain. I wouldn't have thought that pine would have come up like this, but looks so good.
Yes, you're cute.
Thanks. chocolate iced tea. Oops. Don't know about sugar, just mess with that. Oh, that's clever. It's fun.
That's so cool. That's so satisfying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I've just finished cleaning up the caulking a little bit. I put the brown in, and while the brown caulking was good on the timber side, I forgot that the other side was light. So you can sort of see, it just looks messy, I think. It looks messy. So what I'm going to do is get, well, not this. This is just a bit of bosswood I had. But get something to actually put along here to hide the caulking and to hide the mess I've made. A molding or something, and I can just sort of glue it on. So it's the next morning, and I did get some molding trim. Is it molding? Is that what it's called? Yeah, and it's pine, and it's a little bit decorative, and it's the perfect size because I never actually measured this before I went, and I thought, oh, but this looked right to me. It was $5 for a 2.4 meter length. I do have to cut it because it's too long, but you get the idea. It will just sit along the edge and it will hide all of this messiness. I'll stain this then this morning. I'll put some top coat matte varnish on, the same stuff I put on the bench, and I'll put it in place. I was thinking I might glue it, but then I thought if I cut it long enough, it will should just wedge in there. It's not going to move anyway, so I probably don't even need to glue it or nail it or put it, secure it down.